that I was sore and I was hungry. So I wanted to check in with you to just let you know that if you're feeling those things, it's normal and you can't quit and you can't give in. Okay, so what I'm going to talk to you about today is something called reframing it, which maybe you've heard before, maybe you haven't heard it before, but anytime your brain kind of starts to put you in that place where you're like, I'm going to quit, I'm going to cheat, or man, it sucks to feel like this. This is when you need to use tools like this and all of a sudden make that switch. So step number one is recognizing when you're talking in a negative way to yourself. Like, oh, my arms are really, like my shoulders are really sore today. I don't think I'm going to work out. Okay, let's just say that's an example. Your other option would be to say, okay, so as soon as you think that, you have to go, nope, stop. No, my shoulders are really sore. I bet that means I'm seeing change. Like, I bet my shoulders are going to start getting more defined. I bet, right? Like, I bet I'm going to be stronger the next time I do that workout. I bet I'm moving closer to my goals of wanting to feel stronger, more fit, leaner, whatever your goals are, okay? Now let's talk about the food situation. The first week to 10 days are the hardest. Remember, next week you get to add an extra fruit, which is awesome. But really these first few days, if you're hungry, drink more water. I've had a few people say to me like, 6 liters, oh my gosh, that sounds like way too much. Okay, so I have read the book The Charge by Brendon Burchard, who's someone I highly respect. Chalene Johnson is another person, Tony Robbins. They all give numbers that 6 liters should be your goal. And instead of worrying about drinking too much water, why don't you worry about the fact that 95% of the population is dehydrated? So why don't you worry, instead of thinking about like, oh my gosh, that's too much water, I can't drink that much water. Why don't you focus on the fact that it's better to be hydrated than to be dehydrated? Because for those of you that are drinking just half of your body weight in ounces, that is the absolute minimum, period. Like, that is ground zero. That means you're barely giving your body enough to drink to hydrate. And guess what? If you're not hydrated, you're not going to lose weight, you're going to have lower energy, you're not going to sleep as well, your skin's not going to be as clear. So think about a minimum of half your body weight. And I personally every day go for 6 liters. Since I started doing that, since I read that book, I've noticed a big difference as far as how I feel, how I bounce back, how my muscles work, things like that. Okay, so now let's reframe the food situation. You say to yourself, I'm hungry. Like, I'm personally sitting outside of Big B because I work there. You know, it's hard to work at home with 3 kids sometimes. So I go to Big B, I get free Wi-Fi, I work here. And they have like these bagel things, they have all these muffins, they have all these like fatty lattes, which I don't get. I get green tea with water because it's cheaper, and it's because it's allowed in the meal plan. And so I'll sit there and sometimes I'll smell these things and I'll think, oh my gosh, I really would love to have that bagel or whatever it is. And then I do that quick, like that reframe. And the reframe is, hey, good morning. And the reframe is basically, I'm hungry. Why am I hungry? It's because I'm working really hard. Why am I working really hard? Because I want to insert your goals, right? Like for me, it's I want to get back to college weight. It's that I want to not have muffin top. It's that I finally want to feel like I'm lean and toned and super confident in my body after my injury. And if as soon as you start looking, and then another option is to think about food as fuel. If I eat a bagel, am I really fueling my body in a way that's helping it? Am I leaving my body better, right? Like this needs to be like a constant theme that I'm using and that I think would really help you. Everything you do in your life, are you leaving it better than when you walked into it? So when you leave that meal, are you leaving your body better than when you started that meal? when you leave your workout? Are you mentally leaving yourself better than when you started? When you go to bed, when you visit with a friend, when you go grocery shopping, when you clean your house, when you hug your child, think through basically every decision you're making. Say, am I leaving it better? And so that's something that I do a lot of times with food. Like, is what I'm going to choose to eat right now, will it help me with my workout? Will it move me towards my goals? Will it make me feel better? Will it give me more energy? Is it hurting the world, right? Like, maybe you don't need to think in such a global sphere, but that's something for me when I'm choosing, especially when I'm choosing meat or things of that nature. I think about like the big picture of it, that like, what was this process through to get to me? And I'm not saying you need to live a super duper hippie lifestyle culture where everything you need to eat comes from your backyard, which I've tried to do that, so I get it. I'm very much an idealist sometimes when it comes to food and nutrition, but then I also recognize the real world. My only point is, think through what you're putting in your mouth, what you're putting in your body. Is it leaving you better? Is it something that's helping your body or hurting it? So that reframe needs to happen really quickly. Also, that's what this group is for. If you're in a place where you're starving and you're thinking about eating something that will take you farther away from your goals, or you're not going to be able to eat it in portion control, that's when you check in here and you say, you guys, I need help. I love that. Or you text me, or you text, someone else in this group, whoever you told that you were going to be accountable to these goals, whoever you told that this is what you want to do. You need to use that. Stop hiding behind closet eating, guilt eating, eating because you feel like this is how I'm rewarding myself. Start making such positive decisions about food and about moving forward and about your mental health, reframing everything you're walking into. If it's a negative situation or if you're trying to talk yourself down, recognize it, reframe it, and then move forward in that positive way. Okay? Happy Thursday. Happy day 4. You guys are killing it. Keep it up. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Drink your water. Bye.